It's going to be a good show. I'm excited.
Supercross is crazy.
Welcome back, everyone. Round 16 is done and dusted. We just got done with Denver, Colorado. Christian, you smoked me in points this weekend. I didn't get a single pick right.
I had a rare good week. Could have been a lot bigger. That one-off-itis.
That one-off-itis, is that what you got? I know
I missed Tomac by one spot, wild card by one spot, but I did get Anderson and Marv.
Look,
Aquatic, thank you for the advice, bro.
I have a confession. I think I am the Chase Sexton bad juju of the curse. I picked him to win again, qualified first, and I was like, you know what? I got to take a little bit of a risk this weekend. I got to try and make up some points. This is the third time that I've picked Chase to win, and he crashed while leading the race.
I mean, I hate to bust your bubble, but it ain't that uncommon for him to crash in the lead.
I know, man, but gosh, did it again. I don't know if Chase would have actually won that race.
Well,
because
I just want to look
Anderson
it
was
up,
on
dude.
rails. What?
Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The last 6 races he's led laps in, he did not win.
I know.
And
I
he's
don't
led
know.
laps.
I don't know why. I just should have put Anderson in there.
3 of the last 4 rounds, he's led laps and didn't win.
Oh, gosh.
Crazy.
It is crazy. Well, look, if you're joining us right now live, thank you so much. Welcome. Big caller. We got Andrew Short.
That's awesome, dude.
He is calling in. He is calling in here in just a few minutes. So if you have questions for Shorty, make sure to comment those when he is on the phone. It is too short, dude. I met Andrew actually in California. Josh and I went. Josh behind the camera. We met Shorty. We were at the Honda intro, and just genuinely nice dude.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
I met him one time.
Family man. Just
I'll bring
out
it
there
up
living
when
in
we talk
Texas.
to him, see if he even remembers.
I wonder if he's like feeling what we're feeling, like Utah just growing like crazy. I wonder if he's kind of feeling and seeing that in Texas.
Oh, I'm sure.
I don't know where he's at in Texas, but
I'm sure it's growing down there too.
Oh, but look, we have a lot to talk about here. We got to get to our race recap, but remember, RMFantasysX.com. If you haven't, we've got awesome weekly prizes that are up for grabs this week. We've got our grand prizes. We had a change in the overall leaderboard.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that?
Dropped scores. I mean, shuffled it pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know these names. SPFAFF.
There's not enough vowels in there, dude.
Yeah, had a good week. 922, so bumped way up over Bianca, and Bravis has dropped to third now.
Which
pretty
is okay.
interesting.
It's not bad. I like number 9, Blue Like Tomac.
Blue like Tomac. Got it. Look at that. If Tomac would have taken first, I would have had a perfect score.
Oh, look at Mama Kim, dude. She was stressing in the Discord before picks locked down because she was in 15th. Only went back one spot, so she obviously did okay.
Interesting. All right, well, let's talk about some results here. So Denver's done and dusted. Eli Champion is now your 2022 champ. But Jason Anderson, Malcolm Stewart, Marvin Muscan. Marvin's just the podium assassin right now.
Dude, he's doing good.
Sexton
His foot's
fourth.
finally healed.
Yeah, Tomac to fifth. So, yeah, I saw Tomac take the lead early, but I didn't think it was going to last too long.
I mean, I felt crazy picking him in fourth.
But when he won his heat race, I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
That crowd, though, that Denver crowd. If you were at Denver, I'd be curious to know how loud it was in the actual stadium. Because the cheers would follow him around. Oh, I know. It was crazy. All right. So remember, giving away $100,000 in prizes pretty soon here. We've got our bikes that are going to be up for grabs. Is it double points round this Saturday?
Double points round, yep.
Oh, my goodness.
Points are going to be huge.
I would be stressing out.
Oodles of time.
Yeah, you got to get, if you're up in that range of a grand prize, you got to get at least 2 picks right this round, I would say.
Okay.
And the biggest, most important, that wild card.
Yeah, and Tomac's going to be the big question mark. Like, what is he revealed that he had an injured knee from Atlanta, from that heat race when he's chasing down Anderson, I guess. That's what we're assuming. So it makes a little sense why he's been a little, lackluster. But now, with the title wrapped up, is his knee good enough? He said he didn't ride last week. Well, we'll talk about it more.
I don't think you should risk anything, really. Come back out and get 5th or 6th again. Who cares?
I don't know how. Like right now, Anderson is what Tomac was when he won 5 in a row. Like, how do you not put Jason in first place right now?
Dude. He's passing anyone and everyone.
Stamp it. All right. Let's talk about some player stats here. Average score is pretty good-ish. I don't know.
No, that's
45?
good. 45 points
Not
is
bad.
is good. Let me see what the average on the year is.
Man, 6 perfect scores.
Average on the year is 39.9.
Okay.
So we're up a little bit.
6 perfect scores, which is good because those people obviously figured Tomac would just kind of take it on. I put Tomac for 4th, but
more surprising than Tomac in 4th was Stewart in 2nd to me.
Yeah, he hasn't had a podium for a while.
I didn't even pick him,
but he rode good, man. You didn't?
He looked good.
I can't remember if I had Malcolm in my top 5.
So he came out.
16% got at least 2 picks right. 23% had Barsha or got the wild card correct. So Barsha went down. He said he crushed your dreams, right?
Yeah, I had him and Tomac right and the wild card right until Barsha had his issue.
So Anderson was over 30% pick to win. Was Tomac more than that?
Tomac was 48.
Wow. Me, I fall into that 16.7% had Sexton to win. Only 1.3% had Malcolm in 2nd. So those perfect scores. I'd be curious to hear that.
It's everybody who was high up on Malcolm. I didn't want to pick him. He hadn't been looking too great the last few rounds. Elevation, he's a bigger guy. He didn't look good in qualifying either. He was pulling off the track a lot, but he came out.
We'll ask Shorty about Webb, but I don't get it. I just don't know what's going on with Webb.
Something's going on.
Yeah, and he's not racing outdoors supposedly, so that's becoming more and more of a reality. So
yeah,
I just be curious to know if he's been hiding an injury this whole time. I really don't like how secretive our sport is.
I've been thinking about this a lot lately.
It's
a good question for Andrew Short. Like, the sport has definitely, you get the vibe, it's growing.
If Tomac says he's got a hurt knee after Atlanta, does he think that Jason Anderson's going to, ride him dirty, try and do something at that point? So why hide it?
Well, in my opinion,
just to not have to stress about it, have a million people asking you about it?
It's secretive, but because it's kind of a smaller sport.
Yeah.
Now, with the sport growing, is that a good or bad thing? You know what I'm saying?
I just think the fans, from a transparency thing, I just think the fans want to know more about what's going on.
You have to disclose injury reports in major sports like baseball, football. You know why you have to do that as a team?
No.
Is because of betting in the sports books.
Oh.
With Supercross, you don't have to disclose that because you can't bet on Supercross.
But okay.
So I wonder, with Supercross getting bigger and big, does it hit a point where it gets too big and starts getting corporate-y and
So with Tomac's knee, if there was betting in Supercross, he would. Well, what if he never saw a doctor? He still has to disclose that information?
You have to disclose it, just like the teams. If you sit out of practice, if you have an injury that you're getting treated, you have to disclose that.
Oh.
Because that's what the sports books use for their odds and stuff.
Okay. So I did not know that. That's very interesting.
I'm kind of wondering. we love Supercross. We want to get as big as possible, but does some bad come with that too? You know what I mean? I kind of like how it's a smaller sport.
It would probably be a full-time job, though, whoever had that, because there's so many injuries. Everyone's basically injured by the end of the season.
Oh, yeah. You'd have to have someone on, a team turning in injury reports, I would think. Or rounding the privateer pits, or I don't know.
Yeah, it would help our picks.
I don't want betting on
Can we get
Supercross.
this disclosed for fantasy purposes?
Yeah, for fantasy, yes.
Come on.
I think if you opened up betting for Supercross, I think you start leaning into stuff getting fixed almost.
Just think about it. If we'd have known after Atlanta that Eli had a hurt knee, you're not probably going to pick him to win in Foxborough.
No.
You know what I mean? Mm-mm. Or he's not going to push to win. That's all I'm saying, man. Fantasy. Help me out, Tomac.
It would be nice if they were more transparent, but also, in my opinion, I don't want it to get too big to where it's starts getting too corporate-y and too rulesy, and you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, if we're getting riders getting fined for peeing between tractors, that's as factory I want to get.
But I mean, like the Cooper Webb situation right now. It's like you hear he's not racing outdoors, he's not doing good, but yet you just don't know what's going on.
I have no clue. I'm just betting on an injury.
And the crappy thing is, I think about it from the rider at this point, like for Webb, like if he doesn't say what's truly going on, because I feel like there's got to be something, well, that's short, all it does is leave the fans to assume he's just sucking. Or
well, if you want the drama and like the gossip and stuff, you'll hide it.
Yeah.
Remember when AC was hurt, he came right out and said, I hurt my shoulder. That's what's going on. It's kind of big. If you don't want all the drama and gossip, you got to do something like that.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Okay. I don't know. It's just that's one of those questions, I guess. And it hasn't changed in years. It's just something that riders have always kept secretive. Some guys will disclose it.
Yeah. I mean, even like I'll see some UFC fighters kind of try to hide an injury or
but
something.
But I get
like
that because you're in a fight, and it's like it's totally fair game to kick the guy in the hurt leg.
Yeah.
That's his problem for showing up. If you're gonna, but
it's true.
Yeah, but these guys aren't trying to hurt each other. So anyway,
no hoodie. It's warm in here today. Hoodies
I know.
on the floor
the
over
AC
there.
worked all week perfectly fine, and of course, the day you roll in, it just stops working.
I can use some sauna action. Drop a few lbs.
All right. Well, hey, who's going to be at Salt Lake this weekend? Christian, I'll be there. Are you going to be there?
Be there.
Be there all day, just
Taking
hanging out with the kids?
It's going to be an event, I'm sure.
All right. Shaking hands and kissing babies?
Probably just chasing my babies, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
They're pretty excited, though.
All right. So, big takeaways here. Craig is now Tomac's the champ. Craig didn't wrap it up. He had the job. He was right there.
Yeah.
What's his points gap now? I think he has to
Small
just basically
incident.
finish inside the top. He's like Tomac. I think he's just got to be like top 15 or something like that.
He's up by 18 points. So,
yeah, so he's like 15th or better or something like that, and he clinches the title even if Hunter wins.
He needs to take.
But how good
where's Marchbanks? Or wait, who took 18? 18 points would be 5th, yeah. So, no. He only needs 7.
No, he doesn't need it.
I'm messing it up. I'm trying to think.
Cross is crazy.
I need 9 points. So
Yeah.
he needs to take 14th or better.
Okay. And
Which
Hunter
is,
same
we've
thing.
seen the man start in last place and get up to first.
Yeah,
So
it is the East-West showdown, but yeah, I don't know.
it
It'll
would
be
take
good.
something crazy.
But yeah, how good has Hunter been, though? Dude's been on rails. Mm-hmm. What is that, 4 wins in a row? 3?
Something like that, yeah.
What's crazy is that we talked about the start of the season, how dominant Craig has been. If Hunter wins, they tie on wins for the year.
Yeah, that's 3 wins.
Yeah,
in a row.
Craig's won 4. And you're starting to look back like, yeah, like it wasn't so dominant anymore. So props to Hunter, man.
And that's with Craig not doing bad.
No, and that's Hunter crashing out. Could you imagine if Hunter didn't crash out of Detroit?
Oh, yeah. I mean, look at Detroit. He got 5 points.
I know. I'm just
he
saying.
would have the red plate if you go off averages.
Probably pretty close.
So.
He's just been a podium. Yeah,
Woulda,
he's been
coulda.
crushing it. All right, I got my Idaho Dirt for Chase as promised. See in Salt Lake City. No tasting required. Take it from Skyline. Oh, I missed the Skyline track though. They did an RMX race there, but I didn't make it up there. Okay, well, that being said, what else we want to cover real quick before we're not going to start highlights yet because Shorty's going to be zooming in here very, very shortly. But remember, if you have questions, comment them right now for Shorty. We'll try and get to those as much as we can. But okay, just your thoughts initially till we're waiting. What's your gut telling you about Tomac this weekend?
I still think 5th or back.
Okay.
Like, if I pick him, it's going to be 5th.
I think, too, that now that he's wrapped up the title, if he is nursing that knee a little bit,
There's
clearly
no incentive.
He's not going to ride a dirt bike this week, and he's got outdoors to think about. So
Outdoors
he does
be here
not
before
want
we know it.
doesn't want to re-aggravate that knee before outdoors. So I don't feel good about putting him even on the podium.
No.
And because it's the last shot, guys like Malcolm and Sexton and these guys, they would love to get a win.
I mean,
to
I'm
finish up the
looking at the
season.
points, dude. Stewart is 4 points ahead of Barsha.
Oh, Barsha threw it away,
Barsha.
too, when he went down.
4 points ahead of Marv.
So from Marv to Malcolm, there's 11 points?
8 points.
8 points is all? Yeah, so that's going to be a battle royale between those
Tomac
3.
don't want to get in the middle of any of that.
No, and that's a big, like I said, the payout for a 3rd overall in points is a big deal.
And then another heated battle for 6th overall would be Sexton and Webb, dude.
Really?
Only 8 points apart.
Wow, goodness. All right.
Then you go a bit back to Brendan Hartraft.
Who do you think's going to win 250s? Who would you put your money on right now? Certainly not Craig.
I would say Lawrence is probably the favorite to win.
Hunter?
Yeah.
If Hunter's in the lead, or if Jet's out front and Hunter's behind him, Jet's going to let Hunter go by. He's got to help his brother out in every way he possibly can, right?
It's team tactics.
I'd say you're crazy not to go with Hunter.
Hunter's the favorite to win. I mean, he won Atlanta.
Hey, and let's not forget, we love Craig, but under pressure, he just doesn't seem to perform as well.
Well, I mean, him and Jet have kept it dramatic.
I know, but last year in Salt Lake, he crashed with, one round to go?
Don't even say it. Don't even bring it up.
He crashed this last weekend.
I want Craig to get the championship. I really do.
Oh, man, I don't know. All right, well.
Trying to jinx that man.
What? Oh, how about
it's true. He crashed in Salt Lake.
How about the no timing during the main, dude?
That was...
Someone made a meme about that.
That was me.
Sucked.
That was me.
That was your meme?
Yeah, I was upset.
I did not like that.
I had to build up the Dumb and Dumber meme.
Well, when you're doing fantasy and you're like, all right, I've got Brayton's in 7th.
You're seeing how close they are.
Yeah, and you're seeing how far back is 8th from Brayton, who's in 7th, and you're like, crap. And it helped.
I'm cool with showing the makes, what bike they're on for a minute.
Sure, for a minute. But go back to the timing.
We got to go to the important information.
That had to have been just like a technical glitch.
I'm sure.
With the timing and scoring. But I tell you what, I was not happy about it because you're just...
Dude, that's why I thought of that meme.
You're just guessing the whole time.
Remember Dumb and Dumber when he lights his foot on fire and he's waiting for her to give it?
Yeah, just right after he asked if both the skis were hers. Are those your skis?
Yeah.
Both of them?
Both of them.
See, a lot of people, other people say that timing was annoying. Oh, here's another thing, too. So, day races are great because they're over early. But here's my thoughts on this. Track was super dried out, and they didn't even have free practice on Friday because it was so windy. The track was dried out. It was super dusty. Here's my thoughts. This is the pinnacle of the sport. This is Supercross. This is, the biggest spectated dirt bike series, whatever. It just seems bad to me when you have a track that is dried out, dusty. It just doesn't give that look of this is the pinnacle. I don't know.
I like when it's kind of rough, a little different.
Yeah?
It doesn't bother me too much.
Maybe it's because a rider, I just hate dust. So when
nobody
I see it on the
likes
track,
dust,
I'm like, oh my gosh, that would suck.
But I like when it kind of adds a new obstacle to the course. It doesn't bother me.
I mean, we've seen hardpack, but it was just really dusty hardpack. So that was the only thing I could think of.
It was.
Josh, how are we looking on Shorty?
He's on, but not on video yet.
Okay. He's coming on really, really soon. Track was concrete. I don't know. So I like the day races, but the atmosphere. And then Tomac, when he goes to jump the finish line for the last time, can't even throw a whip because dudes were rolling the finish line double.
Yeah.
See, I don't get that either. The guy was waving the checker flag, but the guys that were in front of Eli were on the lead lap. So why did they check up and just, they stopped racing?
I don't know.
Because Tomac took it wide, and you could tell he was going to square it up in order to, throw a whip.
Yeah.
Had to roll it.
I know. I don't like it either. I don't think anyone's doing it intentionally.
I know.
I think it was one of them deals. Everything's happening so fast.
I agree, Cody. Day races just don't have the same vibe and feel, especially when the tracks are dried out and dusty. It just looks like,
in my party days,
dry and dusty track.
I would agree. In my old age, I enjoy the day races. I really do.
Okay, fair
enough.
But
I like both. I see both sides. I like a good mix, dude.
Yeah.
It also does kind of suck when you're up till midnight every Saturday waiting too. So,
well, who made that meme about East Coast people? It's like the girl with the house burned in the back.
Oh yeah.
They said all the East Coasters remembering those times they had to start the races at 10 p.m.
I mean, in my old age, it's hard to stay up that late.
Oh my gosh! All right, well, do we have questions for Shorty? He's about to join us. Yeah, thank you, Ruby Xfinity. I don't know why guys roll the finish line ever. Not after Anderson got landed on at the MX of Nations.
Yeah,
Remember
true.
that?
Yep.
All right. Dry, dusty, hard pack as professionals as well. Okay. All right, well, look. I don't have it.
You don't have your phone on you, dude?
I don't have my phone on me.
It's 2022. You can't let that thing get more than a foot away from you.
Sorry, guys. We got Andrew on. We just don't have him on video yet. So give us a few minutes. Do you guys want to get into recaps or memes until then?
Yes.
Yeah, roll it, dude. Either one.
All right. Do we need it? Josh, do we need my phone? Oh, okay. Okay. Sounds good. We're working it out. Okay.
Work in progress.
You said you wanted to do highlights, Josh, or memes? All right, let's do some highlights. Let's get him up here. All right, so look at this tire Christian Craig has.
Holy crap.
That's a Dunlop special right there. They got all the cuts out of it. I'm just saying, can I get one of those? They custom made right there at the track. I don't know, but that's when you know it's a hard pack track, is when they've cut sipes into every single tread block on that tire.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. How do we get one of those?
Asking for a friend.
All right, look, I'm not trying to be super critical here, but in the broadcast, Carmichael said that the bikes at 5,000 feet of elevation are down 30 to 40% on horsepower. Seemed like a pretty big overstatement.
Yeah, this was the clip where he was talking about it.
This is where he was talking about it?
Yeah, from 30 to 40%.
I mean, if that were the case, these guys would be losing like 12, 13 horsepower on the bikes.
Yeah, I mean, dude, when you're announcing, you got your mind going
I
so
know,
many
I just
different
thought it was
ways.
funny. How about this rough day for Robin? So Robin gets flock.
How does he not know what's going on?
I don't know. He just got it wide open right there. So this happens to Robin. But he had also gone down earlier too, in one of the races in the sand section, and then this happens.
I'm just saying, we had Hand get his hand stuck in the wheel. If this dude's name would have been Leg, I would have lost.
Could you imagine that guy being stuck? He's screaming as loud as he can.
Happy the tire looks like it caught the boot.
Yeah.
not
Well, his
above.
exhaust is right there on his legs too. What's crazy is that this isn't the first. This has happened several times.
And we talked to Tyler Inticknap.
Tyler Inticknap did it. I think Ivan Tedesco one time got stuck in the back of a man's bike like that. Jeez.
Did you get the highlight? Was that in the LCQ where he was trying to hold on to the back fender?
Oh, yeah, we got that. Don't
Okay,
worry.
okay.
Mosman crashed again. So he went down right here, just pushing the front. That's just called a dry hard pack track on Supercross suspension. Let's see. Yeah, Politelli tries to pull.
This was awesome, dude.
He literally
just holds on to his fender like, no.
he tried to pull him over.
That is awesome, dude.
Oh, my gosh.
You got to do what you got to do,
I
man.
guess so. Munford, oh, my gosh. Munford saved it in the sand.
Yeah, that was a crazy save. That's where
Luckily, that's
Craig
sand.
went down.
Yeah, that's sand. Luckily, he didn't hurt his knee right there because holy crap. Interesting. All right. Okay. I put this highlight in here, but I realized afterwards. So he jumped on a red flag right here, but I guess he didn't see it because he looks back like, or is he throwing up the hand thing like, yeah, I did it.
Is that the Bogle hand wave?
No, yeah.
Whenever you do something wrong, just
No, it's the Barsha. Barsha did it.
Oh, yeah,
When he took
Barsha,
out
my
Anderson,
bad,
just
yep.
throw up the hand. Yeah.
just
There you go. If
Ride it out.
you jump a red cross, just throw the hand up like
if you do anything. I cut people in line at stores now and just throw my hand up and walk off.
you just don't say anything.
Yeah, you get away with anything.
Oh, my gosh. Rod Bell. Okay, what's up with Rod Bell in the cheap shot here? This is the first lap of the LCQ, and this is for first and second.
Dude, that whole LCQ was out of control.
He punted. Clayson's got to be pissed.
Yeah,
he
he
punted
looked
him,
pissed.
dude. I feel like there maybe is some bad blood there or something.
Or he just wants it that bad. I don't know.
I don't know. But I read Kiefer did a little daytime thing, was talking about how he might miss out on a $10,000 payout for overall points from the year.
Who? Clayson?
Clayson over
Really?
this. Yeah, because he got taken out.
Okay.
So he didn't go to the main.
I was looking at something on that earlier, actually.
How about Craig going down in the sand section? This is what I'm talking about, man. You can't make these mistakes. Gosh. All right. So he goes down.
Here you go, dude.
What?
Now that you bring that up. Cade had made every main since round 5.
I know.
Had been taken 11th, 13th, and then that was the first one he missed. Yeah, I'd be pretty pissed.
Dude, I know. He got
I'd
screwed
be
over.
pretty pissed off about that one.
Sexton, the curse. Right here, man. And then he pops the clutch at the very end. Oh,
I've never seen anyone do that.
those
On
square
those little lips.
No, well, those square edges just look so bad. Like you just slam into the. And look how Anderson almost takes himself out. Look
Yeah,
at
right
that.
there. I got slow mo of it.
Close, dude.
Really
So
close. Like
That hurt and helped a lot of fantasy points.
Oh, gosh, dude. Timing is everything, as Anderson almost caught a back wheel right to his front. Look at that.
Dude,
He
he
hits
narrowly avoided Sexton in, what was that round where Sexton did the karate kick over the,
Oh, yeah, he jumped over him.
and Anderson barely missed him?
That one time I picked Sexton to win.
It's the same thing, dude.
Sexton does love jerk Jason. Got scared. Tomac behind him. And then, this
That
one
was
Barsha
the
went down.
fantasy
Crushed
crusher,
your
dude.
dreams.
Yup, that one hurt.
Oh, man, it's pretty rough. I mean, when you have a track like that, you know you're going to get – I mean, look at those whoops, man. They were getting the blue groove marks on them.
Well, that's why Anderson and Marv, I think, did so good.
Yeah.
Those loose tracks.
Pretty wild.
They're good at it.
Josh, how are we looking? TBD. Okay. Well, with that being said, then let's talk about some picks for this weekend.
Some pics or some memes or what do you got?
Or memes. Yeah, we can show memes. Remember, so for the last round, we're going to do it just for Salt Lake weekend. So starting Thursday, we're going to do our last meme jersey giveaway. So Thursday we're going to do our final season recap show next Monday. So from Thursday to Monday, submit your memes, and then we're going to go through and have everyone vote again to pick their favorites.
I like that.
Okay?
Some good memes.
Oh, we had some. Yours was hilarious.
Yeah,
because it rung true to my heart.
I was home cranking them out, building some memes up.
All right. Well, look, we've made it through the technical difficulties.
Technology, dude.
Mr. Andrew Short, you are a hard man to get in on a Zoom call here, but we've got you now. What's going on, man? How are you doing?
I've just been sitting here chilling, listening to you. Apparently, you couldn't see me or hear me. I don't know, but enjoyed it.
Oh, that's funny. You literally just quoted Jason Anderson from a podium or a press release. He's like, I'm just over here chilling. I like that.
Yep.
All right. Well, hey, man. So give us your thoughts. So Tomac just won a round early. So you've been on Yamahas now for the last few years, so you've had plenty of chances to ride the 450. I know there's a lot of people who are going to go back and be like, oh, yeah, I knew Tomac was going to do this. But did you think when he went from Kawasaki to Yamaha, did you think that it was even possible for him to have this type of season?
Not like this. I knew he'd either be really good or really bad, not in between. And that's kind of typical Tomac. But when he started off the season strong, this was a good indication that if he got some momentum, he could get on a roll. But I wouldn't have predicted this. I thought the younger guys were going to come in this year and throw down. You know, people like Sexton, Cincerillo. Never would have predicted Tomac.
Yeah, speaking of Sexton, what do you think he needs to do to stop hitting the dirt? I mean, he's got some of the best technique, but every time I've picked him to win this year, he has crashed out of the lead, so I've put bad juju on him or something.
Yeah, I don't know. He needs a little bit of maturity, I think, and that will come with more experience. You look how many races he's raced compared to his competition. It's not that many, and he has a lot of speed and a lot of the elements it's going to take to win these things. It just needs to come together. But I think as his character grows and he gets more gate drops, he'll be winning these things, but he can't force it. It's like there's too much effort. And sometimes when it gets away from him, he needs to pump the brakes a little bit.
Okay. Hey, so now that I saw Yamaha stop the rally project, which is a bummer because you've been doing Dakar and all those big rally races. So what have you been up to since they shut that down?
I've just been riding more than ever. My little kid, I went to a motocross race with him this weekend. The week before, I was in Colorado doing some trail riding with a group that does some tours out there. And so I just try to do all those things I always had to say no to when I was racing, week in, week out. I work on my bike more than ever because I don't have a mechanic anymore. Order a lot of parts through Rocky Mountain. I don't do fantasy. I definitely use Rocky Mountain a lot. And so, yeah, just trying to have fun and live life.
Okay, so as a factory rider who is now living the retirement life, what is the one thing you took for granted the most about having a full-time mechanic? For me, it's washing a dirt bike.
Yeah, see, I don't know all of it, but what I miss the most is not so much the bike work and all that stuff, but I miss the community and those relationships, sitting on the back of the pickup truck or the test rig, van, whatever. And that camaraderie, man. I love being surrounded by people that want to be the best, that are always searching for something new, and that love racing. You know, I have a big passion for that. So that's what I miss the most. Not so much the clean air filters or bike washing or the always awesome bikes, but it's more or less being around those guys.
All right. I like that. Yeah, I saw he's doing the race. Yeah, go racing.
I was always doing cool stuff. Back when I had social media, is my favorite follows, doing all sorts of crazy
Come out
things
here and
there.
do some works racing. We got
Some
a couple here in
ADV
Utah.
rides.
Oh, yeah, he's doing all that riding. I love it.
I've done some work, and those guys are the most underrated racers.
Gnarly.
I got smoked a lot. I finished on the podium a few times, but I couldn't even sniff a win. And I saw Taylor Roberts got hurt this week doing a hare and hound, but those guys are incredible riders. and definitely underestimated on how quick they are, how technically sound they are.
Oh, yeah, and they're doing 2-hour races, and they're going – it's not even like a pace yourself. I swear it's just wide open for 2 hours.
In the dust.
Yeah, the tracks are treacherous. It is a different beast. And, yeah, you're right, Andrew. Those guys are gnarly. I'm trying to remember the guy's name who just took the throne from Taylor Robert in the works last year. What's his name?
Dante.
Thank you. Shredders. But
hey, Andrew, I got a question about that. What for you, coming from a Supercross background and motocross, what is one of the harder things or challenges that going to an off-road setting like that for someone like you?
Yeah, it's just experience. You think if you can ride a Supercross track fast against the best riders in the world that you can just crush anybody. But you quickly realize how specialized everything is. And no matter where you go in the world, there's always somebody faster than you. And I don't know, it's just the off-road community. I think it's so specialized now, but these guys are so good and they don't get enough praise. And it's crazy too, because they have so much talent and skill. And I feel like they get paid peanuts compared to the motocross and Supercross people. And they definitely deserve a lot more recognition and a lot more money, I would say, because the general consumer, this is the type of racing that they typically do, not Supercross. But the motocross and Supercross guys definitely get spoiled.
yeah.
And maybe don't deserve as much as those off-road guys, but that's where the eyeballs are at. And, you guys were having all those, the playback of Denver. And I remember being there as a kid in 1996, watching a Supercross, and it's cool to see that it's back there and a healthy crowd and the sport is thriving.
Yeah. When you went and did some of those works races, did you think it was going to be like podiums would be easy to come by and stuff like that? Or did it just kind of blow you away as far as how fast those guys were going?
Yeah. I mean, they were fast. I knew they were fast, but I thought I would catch on a lot faster. And I was racing rally all over the world, and I knew how to race motocross and Supercross. So theoretically, works should have been my jam, but it wasn't. It took me a long time. I had a lot of fun, but I'd rather go do a hare scramble around here in Texas where I live. I have more fun doing this, and the atmosphere is a little more relaxed, and the terrain's more fun for me. It has a little more flow and less high speed and chop. So, but
Gotcha.
anytime I'm on my bike, I love it.
Okay. Well, hey, speaking of retired racers, Dungey has announced that he's coming back for 2 races. And I am trying to make sense of this because they have this slogan right now that it's unfinished business. I call it unfinished boredom because I don't know what's in it for Dungey to come back and just do like a 2-race deal. Is from your perspective, I don't know if you've ever contemplated coming back out of retirement. I would imagine if you're a guy like Dungey, you've got all the money you need. But when you retire at that age, so you continued racing. You went to do Dakar. You were doing works. You're doing everything. He hasn't had a gate drop. Do you think he just craves that and it's just kind of like he needs to scratch the itch? Why do you think he's coming back?
I think it's a lot of what you mentioned, but also he's been doing some testing. I'm sure Roger and Ian and the team, I'm sure they were saying, oh man, you're looking better than ever. And you put 2 and 2 together and who's going to race this summer? And I think he might have been their best option. And they gave the 2-race. They put that in the press release, maybe to give him an out if it doesn't go well, maybe for him and them. Right. I'm not sure, but I'm sure if he's doing well, he's going to continue. Same with Kai Rowley. I expect him to continue if he does well.
Really?
Also. Yeah, sure. I think the 2-race thing is a safety buffer. And, with their other riders, they're hurt or maybe haven't had that preparation that they need. So this is perfect for the brand. It's perfect for Ryan to be able to go out there and compete, maybe scratch that itch, like you said, and get it out of his system. Even though as a racer, you never get it out of your system. Yeah, I feel like on a race. But that window is definitely closing for Dungey. 5 years is a long time. And you lose a lot. Those other guys are going to be a lot faster than he expected or than he expects, I think. That's kind of like me going to works racing, like we were saying. You think it's going to be easy from what you remember, and then you get there, and man, when the pressure gets put on, it gets hot quick. So yeah. I think as a fan and for the sport in general, it's amazing. It adds a lot of excitement. It's good for the industry, the series, and KTM.
Yeah.
And I think one of the big reasons, too, is the guys – I think he retired too early, dude. And he's been watching these people that are his same age. I mean, Tomac's winning a championship. Marvin's his same age.
Winning races.
8 points away from 3rd place overall. Like, he's been just watching this for a few years, and I think he retired too early.
Maybe.
That's what I think the itch is.
What do you think, Andrew? Do you think he regrets retiring at 27?
No, I think at the time, in the moment, it made sense. I think he was ready to have a family, settle down, not have so much pressure. And I think there was some external motivation, to retire. And that's why I think if he's coming back to race for himself and he has internal motivation, it's not about money or anything else, but it's just because the desire and him wanting to race, I think it could go really well. If he's getting a lot of external motivation from the people around him to race and getting pressure this way, maybe it doesn't go so well. And but only he knows. And what's cool, you get to talk about it. And this is, I'm sure, why fantasy is so amazing. It gives you something to talk about and watch the races, and it's like a race within itself. But I think it definitely be fun to watch how this develops.
I'm excited to see it. KTM's had a pretty rough year just in general. They don't have anyone really in the MXGP class that's doing anything with Hurling's out. Cairoli retired, and now with Webb, who I don't know if you've heard any more than we have. Supposedly he's not racing outdoors. And then Plessinger's just barely getting back on the bike. So maybe bring in Cairoli. Well, I think Cairoli was going to happen anyway, but I think Dungey was maybe just a way to bring more attention to the brand just because of what's been going on. But it leads me to my next question too. So for the last, many years, when the Dungey era and then Webb came in, you could say that KTM was dominating the sport, both in MXGP as well as Supercross. And you would hear riders kind of talk about how that was where they wanted to be. They needed to be in the Baker program, or they needed to be on the KTM. But do you think that perception is changed a little bit with how well Tomac's doing on Yamaha, Anderson's crushing on Kawasaki, Sexton's doing really well? Do you feel like that perception has maybe changed a little bit?
I think maybe a little bit, but I think the foundation is still there. They have a great group of people involved with the race program, and the framework is there. It didn't go that way this year for them, and that's racing. Sometimes people get injured or they make a decision that doesn't pan out how they expected it to. And you could say the same thing if Tomac's season didn't go well. You just never know. I would have never predicted that, but he caught fire and destroyed people. And Anderson's on Tomac's old program, basically. And coming from the Bakers and that whole KTM program, he was on the white bike over there, but essentially it's the KTM formula. Mm-hmm. And results have improved also, but maybe just a fresh breath of air or whatever. I think maybe that helped him. So, but I truly think the foundation is there for KTM and the riders, and there's no need to hit the panic button and go crazy. But it'll be interesting to see next year how the results are. And then if they do make some changes, if it doesn't go well. But they had a new bike this year and 1 year of experience with that. I'm sure they've learned a lot, and they'll apply that next year and come out swinging.
Have you ever been in that situation where you were on a team that got an all-new bike and you had to figure it out and it was just really hard to set up for a year?
Yeah, the year that stands out the most is 2009 at Honda. Everybody was really critical of this bike. I didn't have such a hard time adjusting to it, but they made big changes throughout the year. And
that was the first year of fuel injection, right?
Exactly, yeah. And the chassis was a lot more weight on the front end. And Dave Arnold was instrumental in this bike and kind of, I don't want to say fixing it, but changing a lot of things. And there's a lot of political drama at the team at Factory Honda because they expect a lot. I'm sure it's the same way at KTM. Roger's really good friends with Dave Arnold. They tweak out on these chassis numbers and they make a change. And so I'm sure they'll get, a good feel for it and a direction that they have to go. But I've been there, I've done that. And it's interesting to hear all the comments. And even to this day, people talk about that bike. I don't think the KTM will be that way. I think they have a good platform there. And, it'll be interesting also to see outdoors how this bike works, because I think this bike will suit outdoors better than it does Supercross.
Why do you say that?
I think it's a little longer bike, not as quick. Where the other one, you'd always see Webb turn down under people. And this year, I think Webb struggle, losing the front, especially early on in the series. So I think this bike is really fast. It'll be stable at high speeds. Maybe won't be able to change direction super quick, which is critical in Supercross. But I'm sure there'll be a steep learning curve also with the new bike outdoors. But I think this bike suits outdoors better than it does Supercross, which is good for the consumers that are buying this bike.
Yeah, no kidding. It's interesting. Did you ride the 08? Were you on a team that rode the 08 Honda then before they switched?
Yeah, I rode 2007 and 2008 at Honda. And these were the last 2 years of the works bikes at Honda that came straight from Japan. And these bikes, but the production bike was also a beast and one that people really loved and still talk about to this day.
My neighbor has an '08 Honda 450, and I told him don't ever sell that thing because it will only appreciate over time because they're like one of the most sought after pre-fuel injection. That was like, from what people tell me, that was the best carbureted 450 that was ever put in production. That's all I heard.
You're right.
It's pretty good. In fact, I think when they were coming out with something like the 21 chassis, they talked about, I don't know if there's any truth to this, they said that they were trying to get some back of the '08 feel or something like that. I don't know. That just goes to show you how good that bike was. Kind of interesting.
Yeah, they always say this. They especially love to tell the media this because they love that bike and it had really good reviews.
Well, Andrew, so we got Salt Lake. It's the last round of the season. Tomac just revealed he has an injury. So this is kind of the last topic we want to cover real quickly because we're having a little, discussion about this. After he wraps up the title, he says, I've had a busted knee, and that's why I've been a little bit lackluster these last few rounds. Coming from a racer, why are guys so secretive? Like, do you think Tomac was worried that if he'd have said he had a hurt knee at Foxborough, like, do you think there's some fear that Anderson is going to try and do something? Like, why do you think guys are so secretive about things like that?
I think the psychology aspect behind racing and sports in general is key, and it's so powerful. Your brain will do whatever you think and believe, and all. So in motocross, it's kind of always been this way. It's kind of like that fighter mentality. You don't want to give your opponent any extra motivation or do something silly, and it's just kind of how it's been. I'm sure his inner circle, the people that he wanted to know, they knew, and just in case something happened. But it's pretty impressive that he's battled through this and he got it done. And I think also going into Salt Lake, you're going to see a lot of similar racing to Colorado because the dirt's not so good in Salt Lake. It dries out really quick, especially this time of year when it's windy and at altitude and the sun bakes it. So there'll be some highlights you guys will be showing after Salt Lake, just like you were. And I think it'll be a little bit unpredictable. People will be really feisty trying to prove a point or just mailing it in. There's going to be two ends of the spectrum at the race. And especially like for people like Clayson and that are battling for some money at the end of the season, you'll see some bar banging. And so I think we'll see that. But it's crazy that Tomac clinched it so early. And so with so strongly, I feel like he had such a great season. So it was impressive. They closed it out the way he did, managing.
Well, from a fantasy standpoint, I don't know, because everyone's been trying to figure out what's going on with Webb. And at this point, with Marv doing so well, Webb really hasn't made improvements. And so I'm just waiting to hear some sort of ailment or injury that he's been dealing with, and that's why he's not racing outdoors, because other than that, all we can do is just make assumptions. I don't know. What do you think's going on with Webb right now? Why do you think he'll sit out if he's healthy, why would he sit out outdoors?
I don't want to put word. I think Mark, because he needs a ride and he loves racing and doesn't want to have any regrets. If this is it, he knows that he did everything he could. And that would be a great feeling, where he didn't leave anything on the table. I think Cooper is in a different position where he had so many changes throughout the season with his trainers. And I think a lot of that framework was missing maybe in the off season. Time to hit the reset button, get all of his ducks in a row. And maybe that's by sitting out the outdoors and coming back swinging for the Supercross season next year. But I think there's a lot more going on behind the scenes than just that. But it's time for him to stop and figure it out. So I think motivation is maybe a little low for him. He knows he has a guaranteed ride, and I think his focus has already shifted to the following season. So I think those guys have two different mentalities, especially going into Salt Lake, but also long-term in terms of the season and where they're headed.
Interesting. Well, we're only wishing the best for the guy because, it's been a lackluster season, but hopefully it gets figured out. I'm surprised Marv's not hopping on Cooper's bike for the outdoors. I don't know why KTM wouldn't have said, hey, Marv, let's keep this thing rolling and let's take you on a Cooper's bike for outdoors. So maybe we'll still see that. I don't know, but yeah, it's been a good season. Impressive what Tomac has done. It's cool to see Anderson jump on the green bike that, Tomac didn't say anything bad about Kawasaki, but I think a lot of people saw Anderson go on there and thinking, didn't know what to think, but he's been a huge surprise this year, so it's been really cool. He should be a title favorite next year again,
other than
sure,
a few small mistakes this season, he was right there.
Oh, yeah. If he doesn't go down in Detroit, we've got a really tight championship battle going into Salt Lake right now. So, pretty impressive. All right, Andrew. Well, look, man, we know you're a busy guy. You got a lot going on. You're doing the local races with your kids, which you say you love. Please come out to Utah again, do some more works races. We'll be down there. We always have a big group of dudes from Rocky Mountain that go out to those. So, again, we want to thank you so much for taking the time to come out and do this today, to call into our show.
Just kind of starstruck, honestly. I met Andrew like 5 or 6 years ago, maybe even longer. I was walking through the pits in Las Vegas, and it was right when fantasy was starting up. And you stopped me, and you're like, hey, you're the fantasy guy. You're Christian. And I'm just like, the first rider that ever or person really that ever even recognized me. So I'll never forget that.
Hey, quick shout out, because I know you guys support the TPA Colorado Trail Preservation Alliance, and you guys doing the bike auction or tickets or whatever. Yeah. But those are great people. And I hope the fans check that out as well, because it helps keep riding areas open for all of us. And the TPA does a lot for trail riders, and awesome that you guys support this program. I know Dan, I don't know if Dan's still involved, but I've seen him at this ride a lot at the Colorado 600, and it's awesome that Rocky Mountain supports this, and I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, Dan's still here. He's still holding it down.
He pushes that thing heavy every year. It's a big deal for us to support it.
They give away that amazing bike that is fully decked out. A lot of people, adventure riding is the way to go. I need to do more of them.
Oh yeah.
Where it's at. Okay. Thank you.
All right, Andrew. Hey, appreciate it, man. Have a good one. We'll talk to you soon.
See you.
See ya. Love that guy.
That is a good dude.
That is.
Like I'm telling you. When I saw him, he talked to me. I didn't know what to say to him.
It is so hot in the studio. Good thing you're not wearing a sweatshirt. The AC unit doesn't want to work for us. All right, well, let's get to it. Let's get some memes up there, Josh. What do we got for memes right now?
Oh, we got some good ones. Big shout out to King Cyclops. A bunch of these are his. He
wants that
to
jersey.
Town on the memes, but you guys came out with some
One
bangers.
of the few weeks I can't relate. One of the few weeks, so I didn't understand that.
Oh,
I had a good week.
All right, what do we got here? This is where I would keep the RMX Grand Prize.
Dude, this one had me dying.
Oh yeah.
The season I thought I could beat my wife. Just bury that thing and move on, dude. But if you look closer, the headstones have different years.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Dungey come out of retirement, me, last year on the Supercross.
A lot of people moved on.
Oh, I know. Craig, who are you smiling at? What are you smiling about, dude? Lawrence. Oh, gosh. Tomac, Sexton. Yeah, Sexton, stop. Just.
Dude, this one hit me in my feels.
That was a good one. I'm sorry.
We miss you guys too.
We do. We think about you guys. And trust me, I would love to have motocross fantasy, but I think something people don't realize is to run this operation, it would be a full-time job for you and I if we were doing this for motocross too. But hey, we all love it. Doesn't mean you guys could just take the same format, make an Excel sheet, take the same format with. Dude, the AC just kept going.
Felt that. Dude. It was like a sign from
I literally
above.
have a sweat. Okay. What have I told you that only wise would earn?
This is funny. I can't remember who it was last week when he said how bad he was doing. I said, but you're still in the running for a weekly prize. He went and commented. He's like, thanks for the encouraging words. And then I'm like, dude, just put your picks in this week, win a weekly, but have your wife overlook them before you submit. Is the strategy.
Get the blessing. All right. The loudest sounds on earth. It's true. I love that, man. Okay.
It was shaking the stadium.
Politelli just grabbing rear fenders. Thanks for the ride.
These ones are good, dude. Elon's buying up everything.
I mean, Double D. She
if you
should
buy
come
Supercross, that's number one on the list.
Like they got rid of Juliana Daniel, and they have not had a Miss Monster Energy Supercross, and I kind of miss it.
I do too, and
you got to have it.
I mean, whatever you want to say. Diana was the GOAT of it, in my opinion.
I wonder why they got rid of it. Diane or...
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think she was the best. I mean, there's some good Miss Supercrosses, but you buy Supercross,
she was
Diana
just
comes
way into
back
it.
day one. Yeah, she's super into it.
This one's funny, but I don't know if any of us can relate over here.
No.
No.
I could drop half the season. It wouldn't hurt my feelings. Oh, poor Michael.
Oh, it is poor Mike. When Chase Sexton goes down, disappointed but not surprised.
At least he keeps getting back up, dude.
This was yours?
This was me.
Oh,
Because I'm like, how far is Webb from the wild card? Like, what is going
I know.
on?
I did not like it. Smell that. Oh, it's true. Got someone who's going to grab that thing.
Hey, diabetics rule. Don't forget about us daughters kicking our dad's butt in fantasy. Yeah, my daughter's doing that too.
Look at this one, though, dude. I guess you can claim a bit of an expert.
It's not been a good year, dude. I'm sitting at
Sour meter.
557.
Yeah,
the
this one
sour meter we had
resurfaced.
already.
Yeah, I resurfaced. I thought it was appropriate.
Well,
Greg looked pretty sour on the podium.
He did, didn't he, Josh? Like, on the podium, he just got third, and he just has that disappointed, sour look. I'm like, dude, you're not doing us any
I think
favors
he
here.
can't win if he's mad because he looks sour. But then if he acted like he didn't care, people would be mad. It's like, I'd rather have him be sour. It doesn't bother me.
He just has a resting sour face. That's all
Yeah,
I'm saying.
maybe that's what it. Dude, the guy wants to lock it down. He's been trying for a long time.
I know. He has. And he will. He will.
Ajax says that's okay. You guys need this full-time job as far as doing motocross fantasy.
Oh, I'll tell you what. It's a grind. It is fun.
It's fun.
Tell you what, the most stressful part of my job is finding people to call in each and every week.
We don't have the ends like other people did. It's tough.
I'm sending DMs on Instagram. I'm meeting dudes, but guess who's calling in on Thursday? Chiz is gonna chiz.
That's big, dude.
Yeah, he's calling in on Thursday, so I'm
He's a
excited for that
legend
one.
in the game.
If he's in town on Thursday, I'm gonna be like, hey, dude, just come on down to the studio. Let's do the
You
show
should
together.
just invite him to stay at your house like you did 7 Deuce Deuce that one year.
He did stay at my house, and I woke up and made him breakfast the next day.
That's bucket list
Speaking
stuff.
of the 7 Deuce Deuce, we have Dr. JB posted something here. Look, I don't want to make assumptions. I don't know what's going on, but the dad bod has officially set in on the 7 Deuce
I
Deuce.
can't talk, dude.
I know, but have you seen pictures of him? I'm just raising the question here.
I'm not gonna fat shame that man.
Well,
He's still fast on that bike.
I'm just. Yeah, thank you,
definitely has
JG.
got a
I
little
do.
husky. Hey, it's a
We all
phenomenon. It's a well-known phenomenon that the dads gain weight too during pregnancy.
Hey, since my daughter was born, I have hardly been to a gym. I still ride my mountain bike and dirt bike, but I ain't got time for everything.
With
but
every kid, it seems to get
I'm
worse.
just saying the 7 Deuce Deuce must be pretty busy these days. That's all I'm saying.
I will never say a bad word about that man.
I'm just raising a question.
But in all honesty, he's a big guy. Like,
I know. But Dr. JB even made like a little meme about it or a little thing. So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Hey,
All right.
chubby people are happy people, dude. You can't be happy turning down nachos.
And
constantly.
it didn't help in the LCQ. They cut to him and he's off the track and his pants are unbuttoned. Like he was just waiting to open those things up to let. I don't know, dude.
You just gotta, you hit that stage of life where it's about function over fashion. Fanny packs, Crocs, they start to make sense.
Crocs are incredible.
I'm still gonna send it.
Crocs are incredible. It's like
Oh
air
my-
conditioner for your feet.
We don't have to worry about the 7 Deuce Deuce dropping down to 250s.
Don't even. Don't say anything about that.
All right, well, look, what else do we need to cover? Remember, Thursday we're coming back, and we got a signed Joey Savacci jersey we're giving away for the next meme contest Thursday through Monday. What are you laughing at, dude?
Wait until you get that grandpa body. Hopefully not for a long time.
What is the next? Yeah, what is the grandpa body? I don't know what it's
The
going to be.
grandpa body is what I like to call the ointments and powder stage, where you can't make it through a day without one of them.
Ointments and powder stage.
Yep.
All right.
I'm not looking forward to that.
All right. Well, that being said,
be the man back in the day.
all right. Okay. Well, look, let's finish off with some prizes here. Weekly, Christian, what do we got?
Weekly prizes, final round, double points, top scorers going to get into Cherby's $750 spending spree. Then we got an OGO wheeled rig T3 gear bag, $500 value. Fly Racing Formula CC primary helmet, MSR gear set, jersey pants, gloves, and helmet. New MSR just came out too, so you get the hottest stuff. Bridgestone Battlecross tire set, Matrix Concepts, LS1 lift stand, and M3 utility can. Fast Impact Moto pegs, maybe too soon for Dino. LS2 Subverter Evo helmet, 100% Armega goggle hookups with replacement lens tear-offs and bag. And Works Connection Pro Launch Start Device, Attack Hour Meter, and of course, $10 Rocky Mountain ATVMC gift cards. And like always, if you win one of these prizes, someone in your family, your friend, whatever, has won something, make sure to send us a picture. And we got a few in last week.
Yeah. Robert Ratliff. I want to get Ratliff. I said, hey, they've got a bunch of old posters signed by riders in the McGrath. era, Wyndham era. I want to donate to be auctioned to charity. Do you have the hookups?
We could maybe help that happen.
I don't know. We can be in contact. Send a DM on the Discord. If you haven't used it before, the link's in the description. Send a DM.
Or email support@RMFantasySX.com.
And we can put you in contact with like Shane, who does like our social media stuff. He'd probably be the good asset for that. So I don't have an exact answer for you right now, but that is something that
you got an old Trey one, I'm interested.
Christian wants it for himself.
I'm interested.
Okay.
Talk to me.
I don't think that qualifies as charity, Christian.
Well, his money would go towards
I'll
a
pitch
jersey,
in.
which goes
Yeah,
to
I'll
charity,
pitch in
right?
for that.
Doesn't okay. All right. Well, grand prizes. So we got one round left. And Christian, when do the final results get posted? Is it Monday?
They'll get posted on Monday at noon Mountain Standard, 2 Eastern.
Okay,
so it's going to be stressful for some
Oh my
people.
gosh, can you imagine?
We're going to try to call the winners this year, aren't we?
Yeah.
It's happened before, so
Okay.
if you did good, be waiting for that call.
Okay. Well, look. So on Monday, 12 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, if you're in the top 10 right now or even top 50, who knows, because it's double points round, you could look at that and see that you have just won a Race Prep KTM 450 SXF. If you're in second place, you get a Race Prep KTM 250 SX, 2 strokes. And then third place, we have Dunlop MX33 tires for a year. Fourth place, you get to spend $3,000 to right here at Rocky Mountain ATVMC. That can buy you a lot of goodies. Fifth place, you get an Alpine Stars casual gear spending spree. Sixth place, Motion Pro tool and accessories package, $2,000 value. Seventh, you get a Flyer Racing gear package, pant, jersey, helmet, boots, the whole caboodle. Eighth place, you get Stick Stability Cycle and accessories. Get the kids started while they're young. Ninth place, Milestone video game, which comes with the console, the 4K TV, and the game. So a lot of goodies. And of course, 10th place, an Oakley $1,000 spending spree. If you want to wear the same goggles that Eli Tomac just won, well, there you go. It's also the same goggle that makes Chase Sexton crash every time I put him in the lead.
I don't know if that's what's doing it, but
It's not the vision because Oakley's got the best.
And Rod's talking about getting shorted 10 points. You did not get shorted. Double check your score. You probably dropped a round.
Yeah.
So if you've been playing all season, you lost your lowest scoring round after Denver. So.
Oh, anyway. Hey, if you guys are going to be at Salt Lake, I'll be there. Christian will be there all day. We're just going to be making our rounds, kind of walking around. So if you see us, please shout out. We want to come and say hi to you guys.
You going early or what, dude?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, races start at 6.
6 our time,
I think pits open at noon. I'll probably get there to like spend, about an hour. Well, there's race day live, but I don't know what time that's happening. So I'll be there a few hours early, making rounds in the pits. So I'll be there. We're going to be in the stands hanging out. So, yeah, if you see us, shout out and say hello. I like it.
Don't be shy.
Won't hold my breath, says Rufus7970. What's that?
If it's before the races, before the picks lockdown, find us, talk to our wives for pick advice, since my wife is still kicking my butt.
Oh, Bike King, we already gave away tickets for Salt Lake. Those have already been divvied out.
Yep. They're still available, though.
What's that?
To
buy.
buy.
Yeah, you can buy tickets to
There's
Salt
still
Lake.
some tickets available. Sometimes it does sell out.
All right. Well, look, is there anything else we need to cover?
That's it, dude. I'm going to make the stats the best they've been all year for Thursday and talk to Chiz about it.
Ooh, it's going to be tough. Well, Tomac's the only rider I have in question. Webb's easy. He's out.
In all honesty, it's good for us that the 2nd through 6th or so are pretty close.
I just hope there's a battle royale between Marv, Malcolm, and Barsha for 3rd overall in the points.
I hope they battle. I hope Sexton and Webb battle. They're close.
I'm not going to pick Sexton to win. He probably will.
Dude, Brayton and Hartraft are 3 points apart.
Okay.
So there's a lot going on still.
Okay. Well, look, everyone, thank you so much for joining us today. We had a blast again. Shout out to Andrew Short for calling in. Kind of interesting to hear his thoughts on some of the stuff going down.
Yeah, I was kind of Twitter-pated with Andrew Short, dude. That's a legend. I didn't know what to say.
I forgot that was a word.
Yeah.
Twitter-pated. All right.
He's a legend.
All right, well, everyone, remember, join us this Thursday, 12 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. Chiz is calling in. He's going to have some cool insights. So thank you for joining us, and we'll talk to you Thursday.